Hi, I'm Isaiah, the GM of Veridamir on Illidan, and this is the third of the 3 Holy Paladin commentary videos I'll be making for Manaforge Omega. I wanted to make these videos as we have many incredible Holy Paladin players in the WoW community, but none of them make commentary videos that explain their thoughts and why they do what they do during the poll. I hope by sharing my thoughts and how I approach Holy Paladin on the harder bosses this tier, I'm able to help you feel more confident going into your own progression on these bosses. This video isn't going to be a boss guide per se, but I will be briefly describing the relevant mechanics to my thought process and healing decisions as we approach them. Now, I'm a firm believer that when someone is offering advice, you should consider the source before listening to them. With that in mind, here's a brief overview of my performance on Holy Paladin this tier. I'm not the best Holy Paladin in the world, but I feel I have a strong grasp on the spec and how to approach these encounters. Please note I have fewer kills on earlier bosses as I swapped from DPS Druid back to Holy Paladin mid-Nexus King progression this tier. If you want to deep dive my logs and make a fully informed decision about my credentials, I'll leave links below to my main logs from the last 3 tiers. And without further ado, let's get into the Soul Hunters. The Soul Hunters is a one-phase fight with intermissions for each boss. While there are many mechanics in this fight, there are only a couple that require healer attention. The first is Fell Inferno. This is the ability that opens the fight and surrounds the arena in the green fire. It deals high ticking damage for a few seconds and then we don't see it again. The next is Consume. This is the primary debuff of the fight that must be passed around in order to soak the puddles on the floor. This debuff ramps, and the longer a player has it on them, they take more damage and receive less healing, so you must ensure you are prioritizing those with the debuff. And finally, Spirit Bomb, which is a raid-wide AoE that hits for about 4 million damage up front, but applies a massive 11.5 million heal absorb to the entire raid. This requires a throughput cooldown for each one to ensure we get the raid, and particularly the debuff carriers topped up before they tick down. There's also one continuous source of taking damage throughout the fight in the form of Immolation Aura, which deals 1 million damage to all players every 2 seconds. So starting this fight, I'm assigned to use my wings on pull. So I'm going to wings pretty much immediately, and beacon, and pop Holy Prism as well. I'm not Divine Tolling on this initial one, as I don't need it to carry through, and this means it'll be up for the first Spirit Bomb. I'm assigned to the Daticus, Kogera, and myself group to pass around the debuffs, so I'll be focusing my healing on them. So not a lot is happening until the Spirit Bomb. Just avoid the mechanics so you don't get one shot. Once the Spirit Bomb happens, you'll see I pop my Beacon and my Divine Toll, and I focus on topping up the debuff carriers first, as well as the raid. Soak as usual. Pop a small defensive for these if you need to, but shouldn't be too bad. You're almost able to just Beacon of Virtue on cooldown for this fight, so really make sure you're not overusing judgments, otherwise you're going to run out of mana. So I have to dispel Daticus now, which I do. It passes to Kogera, so now I'm focusing on healing him and the next 2 debuff carriers as well. The next Spirit Bomb comes off, so again I have Divine Toll, which is up for almost every Spirit Bomb. So I beacon into Divine Toll and top off the raid, focusing first on the debuff carriers and then everyone else. I get a hunt line, but I'm a Holy Paladin, so I just bubble it and we don't have to worry about that mechanic. A couple people get killed by a one-shot here, which is unfortunate, but not much we can do. Again, you can basically beacon on CD here, as there will always be relevant healing. So now I was past a debuff, and you'll see there's no puddles in the room. Ideally, the 3rd debuff carrier of each phase 1 is a healer, as you won't have to soak the puddles around the room. The DPS should eat those all. You're just carrying it throughout the intermission, as you are the safest person during these intermissions. And once the intermission is over, before the first pools drop, you'll pass it back to the first person on your team who will soak the pools. So we're moving into the first intermission now. We just have to top people up from this last Spirit Bomb, and we'll be good to go. Now, I'm assigned to mark to play on green, but I don't have anyone chained to me as round 2 is dead, which leaves us with a weird number of people. I identify this and I call it out to my raid team to pay extra attention to green, as I don't have a full team to help me soak on this marker. So still just healing, keeping everyone alive here. Take my debuff stack. I do end up taking a double stack here with my defensive CD, as I have less people around me, as I don't have a team. But just keep your throughput going on throughout here. I don't wings on this assignment here anymore because we just don't need the throughput, and I found it's better to use on a spirit bomb early on in this next phase. So I pass my debuff to Daticus at the start of the phase, and we get ready for the next spirit bomb. Really, the spirit bombs are the dangerous part of this fight, so you really want to make sure you're saving at least something for each one. So I beacon with 5 Holy Power into an Awakening proc, into a Holy Prism, and everyone is pretty safe here. Once again, do your soak, and just triage heal, focusing primarily on the debuff carriers. Dispel when you're assigned, and don't let them die. We have the next Spirit Bomb in about 8 seconds here. So I'm going to Dispel Daticus to Kogera, wait for the Spirit Bomb, and once the Spirit Bomb hits, I'm beaconing into Divine Tolling into Holy Prism. And Kogera died here, and unfortunately, he just ratted out. I think I was focused on Desus and Small Toe, and I let him die. That heal absorb is quite large. It's 11.5 million again, so you really need to make sure you're focusing those players, otherwise they will just die. Luckily, it jumped to Torrential, who is incredible at just picking up mechanics on the fly and handling it. So she runs around and eats Kogera's puddles, and then I pick up the debuff from her. So again, triaging between the spirit bombs. Try not to pop too much between those spirit bombs, as you should have enough healing to get you through without. When spirit bombs come up, you want beacon running always, and you generally want to either have a surplus of holy power, holy prism, divine toll, or both. We have the next intermission now, which is the blaze lines. With blaze lines, ideally you want to micro move. You don't want to move too much to hit extra players. But this late in the season, with the gear we have, it's not too dangerous to even get hit by 2 lines at once. Try to move along the direction of your line, which is easier said than done in the moment, but allows people to dodge you. Just keep healing, use your beacon on cooldown, and keeping everyone up. Alright, now that the intermission's over, I pass my debuff to Daticus. I'm continuing to triage. I see a fracture, I run for it, but someone else grabs it as well. And we're about to get in the next Spirit Bomb. So here I have a lot of healing. I have my wings, I have my beacon, I have my divine toll. We're incredibly safe. Do our soaks. Now Daticus is going to be shortly passing off his debuff, and we have a res, so I send it on Kogera so he can get up and get the debuff from Daticus. So he's up. We dispel Daticus, pass it to Kogera, and we are good to go on the debuffs again. They can soak all of these. Next Spirit Bomb comes up, so again we beacon, spend all of our holy power there, and go back to light triage between those big Spirit Bomb damage events. As long as you focus mainly on the rotation of spending your big healing CDs during the Spirit Bombs and using minimal extra CDs in between them, you'll be fine. You're safe to throw a couple Beacon of Virtues between each Spirit Bomb, but be wary of your mana. You probably shouldn't spend Holy Prism or Divine Toll between Spirit Bombs, or you'll find yourself without much healing when you really need it. Unfortunately, not everyone soaks that hunt, and we lose a couple players, but these bosses are dead. They start taking, but we kill them all. Alright, with that the Soul Hunters are dead, and I hope this video helps you with your own progression on this very intense fight. Please leave a comment below if you found this video helpful, and if you're starting Nexus King or Dimensius, feel free to check out my commentary videos on those bosses as well. Thanks for watching.